How's it going, everybody? Combo here. Today we got 5 quick tips with the spear, and I know what you're saying in your head. Combo, why are you using the spear? Don't do a guide on this. The sledgehammer's better. This thing is terrible. And to that I say, big stick funny, Lamau, argument over. Besides the point though, in my opinion, the spear is one of the flashiest weapons in the game, and by the end of the video, I guarantee you'll learn something new, because I found 2 techniques that I've yet to see on YouTube. So like I said, by watching this, you automatically have a step up on others. Also though, this is the internet, no such thing as an original thought, and all my stuff will be stolen immediately after uploading, so yeah, that's how it goes. Rants aside though, hopefully you guys learned something new. If not, let me know in the comment section down below, and yeah, let's get right into it. Starting things out at number 1, we have a little thing I like to call the cube slide. And no, this is not a dance move, but it kind of looks like one. Besides the point though, anybody who's ever used the spear ever knows that one of the weaknesses of the heavy attack is, well, 1, the hit detection is terrible, which will likely get fixed, but 2, you move really slow. One of the things you can do to compensate for this is to slide right before you use it. As you see, you get a little small speed boost, so there's a little bonus tip for you, but still closing that gap, it's not making a huge difference. However, if we combine the slide with the anti-gravity cube as well as the heavy attack of the spear, we get something super flashy and super strong. This is one of the things I told you I found out on my own, just kind of messing around, so I'll show you what it looks like. So the first thing you're going to do, as I said, is put down the cube. You can use that to block doorways, which is really nice. You're going to slide into it and use that heavy attack. And as you see, holy crap, I just flew at that guy like a freaking laser beam. You can use this to get in and out of cover, and generally this is really strong, and I guarantee if you practice it, you're definitely going to catch some people by surprise. Next up at number 2, we have your bread and butter, aka your kill combos. This is super important. I'll try to keep it brief, but there are some things you need to know as this has some weird interactions. So on medium targets, of course, you can use the heavy attack, but unless you know you're going to get them or they're not going to run away, or you're using the cube slide or the next technique I'm going to show, you know, I'd recommend just going for the 3 swings and a quick melee. With light targets, you have a couple options. You can try to do 3 swings like this, if that's more comfortable, but generally I like to do 2 swings and a quick melee. You can also use the heavy attack on lights, but once again, they're kind of quick, so I wouldn't recommend it. Heavies are where it gets weird. So, you can just go for 5 swings, as you can see right here, but that takes a while and you're probably going to get beat up. So what I recommend doing is going for 1 poke and a heavy attack, as this is going to be one of the quicker ways to knock them out. Another option you have, if you want to do it even faster, if you can do the full damage with an RPG, like so, you can run in, and as you can see right here, you can get 3 swings and a quick melee. That also kills off 3 swings sometimes, which is really strong. But generally speaking, you know, your best bet with heavies are going to be 1 swing and a heavy attack, just to secure that kill in the safest manner. Next up at number 3, we have a little thing I like to call the flash spin. Remember in the beginning of the video when I said this weapon was flashy? Well, we're actually using flashbangs. You know, go figure. But besides the point, this is an extremely flashy technique, no pun intended, and very effective. So one of the weaknesses that I'm sure everybody's familiar with when using a melee weapon in the finals is, regardless of how sneaky you are, eventually your opponent's going to hear you, and when they do, you're probably going to trade some damage even if you win. Flashbangs are good because they can let you close that distance, but if I just throw this out here and try to get this target, yeah, I'm getting him and he's flashed, but now I have epilepsy, so you know that's no good. But what we can do with the flashbang and the heavy attack on the spear, as you can see right here, even if I'm not facing this target, I'm still doing damage. I think you can see where this is going. If I throw the flashbang at the target, slide and spin, I can use the heavy attack to guard myself from that flashbang my target, and still do damage without getting flashed. So I'll show you what that looks like. Throw the flashbang, slide, face the other direction. As you can see, he gets flashed, takes full damage, and I'm not getting flashed because I spun around. Because you're in third person, this makes it so much easier. You can also combine this with tip number 1 if you want to flash him from a little further away. So right here, as you can see, slide, flash, look away, and I can get in that target's face and do some damage. This might seem kind of situational, but I promise this is really strong, and it's going to keep you alive a lot more than other techniques. Next up at number 4, we have the best specialization you should be using. And at the end of the day, I really think all of them are good, so it really just comes down to preference. You can use the mesh shield if you want to kind of close that gap, get in the target's face and do some damage. Nothing wrong with that. You can use the goo gun if you want to slow a target down. This is also good for the heavy attack because you can stop them from getting away, get in their face, you know, do some damage there. I think the 2 best for the spear are going to be, of course, the charge and slam, because this lets you clear that gap. You can go to your target, jump up, slam. 2 swings will be enough to kill a medium. That's another option. Or, of course, you can use the new winch claw. Personally, for me, if I'm being honest, I think this is probably your best bet, because rather than having to close the gap to the enemy yourself, you can just pull the enemy to you. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on the training bots, but this is really, really strong, especially if you use the other techniques. For example, if I'm using the anti-gravity cube, right, and I want to block off a doorway, I can put this right here, he's right there, I can use the claw, pull him to me, and if he tries to run away, he's going to run through this. I might have a goo grenade so he can get blocked in. I can also use a winch claw like this, throw down a flashbang, blind him, do all those things. Like I said, what's really nice is you put the power into your hands by putting the enemy where you want them. And it has a short cooldown, so if you hit your shots, you're going to get a ton of kills. And finally, at number 5, we have a little bit of momentum preservation. Now, you might see this as a bit of a cop-out, but I do think this is really important with the spear, because as we discussed, the reason the cube is so strong is because it allows you to preserve that momentum and get in target's faces faster to close that gap. The same thing applies when doing momentum transfer. So, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with what bunny hopping is. Essentially what it is when you're moving really fast and you hit the ground, if you jump right as you hit the ground, you actually save your momentum. And this is really good with the heavy attack, because like I said, you know, you're not moving very quick and targets can get away. However, if you have a jump pad or a zip line like this, what you can do, pick up some speed, jump off. When you land, you can use that heavy attack, and as you can see, I'm flying really fast and I can get in a target's face. This is really, really effective, especially if you have a medium player on your team and they angle a jump pad. You can get on that jump pad, as you can see right here. This isn't going to be great because this one's straight up. Slide into it. As soon as you hit the ground, use your heavy attack, preserve that momentum. And as you can see, you can close the distance a little bit easier. Just keep that in mind. It can be very strong. Zip lines especially are everywhere. Take advantage of them and take targets out. Anyways, everyone, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below as always. Thank you once again for the support on my last video. It's crazy to go on a hiatus and come back to see so much support. You guys are literally the best and the reason I keep doing this. Like I said, there's a few things on here that I thought I discovered on my own, such as the cube slide and the flash spin. But if I'm not, please let me know in the comment section down below who the first person was so I can credit them appropriately. But yeah, like I said, some cool stuff in here, so please like and subscribe. I worked really hard on this video and tried so hard to make the spear viable. So hopefully, with this video existing now, some of the hate on the spear can be kind of managed a little better. But yeah, this has been Combo. I'm not going to drag out the outro forever. I hope you enjoyed. Stay home, stay safe, and yeah, peace out, everybody. Later.